A PhilCo, or philanthropic company, is an organisation with more than 10% of its shareholding held by a charitable foundation. For the John Good Group, that's the Matthew Good Foundation, which owns just over 17.5% of the shares in John Good & Sons Limited, our parent business. PhilCos have decided to embed social impact and charitable giving and ultimately philanthropic ambitions by giving up a portion of their shareholding, embedding that sort of impact within the organisation itself. It means the company is working for the charity. It also means the charity can have an influence about what goes on within the organisation. Having the Matthew Good Foundation as an owner and a key player within the John Good Group has had several different benefits across a wide range of different stakeholders. For my colleagues and the team within the John Good Group, volunteering, charitable giving is now second nature, with the majority of the people within the group doing some sort of charitable activity every single year. To our clients, it allows them to understand the values and where some of our profitability goes to, and gives them a good sense of what we're about within the group, the people, the culture, and our values. To our suppliers, people want to work with good people, and we believe by being a PhilCo and by being able to demonstrate we put our money where our mouth is when it comes to our shareholding, that we genuinely do this, and it is a core part of our function within the group. By putting social impact at the heart of the organisation, demonstrated by the fact that we have 17.5% of our shareholding held by the Matthew Good Foundation, we're able to truly demonstrate that using business for social good and a positive impact on the society and the environment is possible, and that we really live those values. Putting philanthropy at the heart of the business and using our business as a genuine force for good were incredibly important to all of our stakeholders. It starts with the top, our major shareholder, Tim Good. It works through the board of directors, led by Stuart Oates, to myself and the wider executive team, and the whole of the John Good Group and our colleagues. Putting it right at the heart of the business and what we do gives us a different lens to think about our choices. So we think about our choices in terms of people, planet, and performance. That means we're thinking in a more of a 360, fully rounded way of what do our choices mean in terms of those three things, and are we able to deliver across all our ambitions while still delivering a bottom line business? These things, and we believe as a PhilCo, that these things work in harmony and they don't need to necessarily detract from one another. Profit can drive purpose, and purpose can drive profit. I'm asked quite a lot about the model within the John Good Group and about the PhilCo step that we've taken and the benefits of it. I'd start by saying, though, any company that can make any positive impact through charitable giving, however the company is structured, is a really positive first step. So for any company that isn't doing anything, just taking that first step, making donations, getting involved in a local charity is incredibly important. For those that are already doing things and want to potentially mature or push things forward or be more impactful with their giving, a PhilCo is one of a number of different options that you can think about utilising. We decided to take that route because we wanted to be transparent and open about it, and we wanted to make sure that the John Good Group became a force for good. That being said, other companies can take the same route, and it is an example to follow. However, I would always challenge and say you need to do what is best for your business. And as long as you can satisfy all stakeholders, including the shareholders and your colleagues, if you can make that extra difference for other people in your community by philanthropic giving, that is the place to start. Wanting to professionalise, people like the John Good Group would be happy to speak to you about taking those next steps. Balancing philanthropy and the underlying performance of the business is a careful act, and you need to make sure that you're nurturing both along the same lines at the same time. It starts with good and solid and regular communications to all stakeholders so that everybody understands why you're making the choices that you are. After that, it's all about making sure that each part of the different organisation is getting what it needs to grow. For the Matthew Good Foundation, that's about providing a runway of donations that allows it to evolve and develop and become increasingly sustainable. And by supporting that with our time and our expertise within the group, we allow and enable that organisation to do that. As a shareholder, the Matthew Good Foundation gives us a different lens to think about the choices that we make and the impact that the business is having on the community and the environment, and that gives us a slightly different challenge in terms of making sure that we balance those competing demands. Whilst we're now recognised as a PhilCo, I'd argue that we've always been a PhilCo. Social impact, doing better for the environment, looking after our people and the communities in which we operate has always been right at the heart of the business that we run, going back decades and even centuries. Recognition today as a PhilCo is an important step because it allows us to talk more clearly about some of the choices that we've made, but that never takes away from the fact that philanthropy has ran through this business from its core and its original roots all the way back in 1833. And whilst that's taken many different guises over those years, today the Matthew Good Foundation and how the way our people act and their values and behaviours has been a constant throughout the business's progression for the last few decades. If I was ever asked by another chief exec what I thought of the PhilCo movement and why it's important, I would be a full advocate for looking at it and considering it within your organisation. It is a real clear message to all of your stakeholders that you are taking this incredibly seriously. And by making them a shareholder, you are making them a significant key player and a key stakeholder in the way that you think and make decisions within the business. That being said, to any other chief exec, I would always encourage you to think philanthropy first, whether you're a PhilCo or not. There is significant benefits for your people, for your suppliers and customers by taking positive choices, engaging in the community, helping to tackle some of society and environment's biggest challenges. I am a massive fan of philanthropy. If you want to take the full step to go PhilCo, I think it's a really positive experience. That being said, the most important thing is you think about making sure that your business can be a force for good in the industries or in the communities that you serve.